Hello, all, and welcome back to HighPriest Reacts to RWBY, Volume 5, on Chapter 3, Unforeseen Complications. And that title, combined with Gira's look on Gira's face in the thumbnail, makes me feel that we're gonna see the results of that theory people had about what was gonna happen this episode. You know, that the Belladonnas plus Son were gonna be framed for murdering Callie in a coop. Also, second thing I want to say, I really don't like the smug fucking look on Cinder and Raven's face in the opening when looking at Spring/Yang. Alright, as noted by last week, and it appears I'm going to be having a running problem with YouTube's automated system in RT. I say RT because, well, YouTube's automated system is automatically smacking it. RT is the one who changed it from their copyright thing from just copyright claiming your claiming your monetization to just flat out blocking you. Which means I'm gonna have to go through this whole song and dance every episode just to get it on YouTube. So I won't. I'm just gonna be putting them on Google Drive from now on. I'll try each week to get it on normal. But nothing I can do about it if I don't want to let it on the normal way. Okay, that bit of frustration with our system. Let's get this episode. Now, I'm just gonna say this: if you noticed the video getting a little laggy last episode, I thought I'd mostly be in that problem. The problem here is my sorry, just getting out of the way of the screen. That my computer shit. It's old, outdated shit, and I'm pushing to the edge of what's capable of doing this. For the most part, it's fine, but now that I've worked out a better system for doing it, I mean, if you want to say that's getting really bad, go watch some of my Dragon Ball Z abridged videos. Ugh. It's outright ruined a lot of videos, but yeah, so this fair warning, it might happen in this stream too, and it might actually get as bad as before, but I try to keep on top of that. That's the thing. All I can do. Till I can scrounge up about $600 for a new computer. Minimum. For one of the ones that are $2,000, but $600 is the cheapest I can get one that's actually good. Alright. Let's start this video. Yeah, like that, I already watched the intro. It just started here. Thought it would be easier. Oh. Looks like they already found out Sienna's dead. Oh, no. He was just practicing his speech.
Are you ready?
Everyone just looks so down and out.
It won't be easy for the people to hear, but the truth often isn't. I know they'll do the right thing.
Much easier to believe a story or a lie. One that incites emotion.
You got this.
Even Son's trying to be encouraging. They're going to leak Tiana's dead and blame them at the conference. Oh no. Hold on. Are those reporters from non-Fox reporters? It's sometimes hard to tell whether
I wanted to take time to address some of the rumors that have been circulating around our island. I believe that it is important for the people of this territory to understand the truth. No matter how you feel about the human race, I think we can all agree
Okay,
that the
so
event
now
known
there's one
as
here, and
the
they look
fall
kind of
of
like
Beacon
it.
was a tragedy. A tragedy that will set both man and faunus kind back. While
Like,
the main aggressor is still
we know he's a
unknown,
faunus,
we
but he
do have
doesn't look
official
like one
confirmation
for the most
that
part.
Adam Taurus, the leader of a powerful splinter group working inside the White Fang, was partially responsible for these attacks. His actions not only tarnish the reputation of an organization originally created to bring peace and equality to all, but to our entire race. With each day that this man remains unpunished, it becomes increasingly difficult to condemn those that look down upon us. Recently, a spy from this same splinter group set their sights on this very home. My own daughter, Blake, and her friend did their very best to apprehend this individual. While they were unsuccessful after being physically assaulted and seriously injured, they were successful in obtaining the assailant's scroll. With this, we have been able to ascertain that Adam Taurus has plans to overthrow the current leader of the White Fang, Sienna Khan, and take over the reins himself.
Like I was going to last time. I'm unlikely to use it.
Plans do not stop there. The documents on this scroll proclaim his next target to be Haven Academy and its attached CCT tower. Their plan is to strike on the last full moon before the beginning of the fall semester.
Oh.
Roughly 2 months from today.
Okay.
I have sent my
well, at least that finally confirms the timeline.
But I believe we have a greater responsibility.
Where we are on the timeline.
My relationship
It's
with
been
the
over
White
years
Fang
since the
has
beginning of
been
the series,
an interesting
but
one. Years ago, I led the
about a
organization to
year
help try
from
and
the
create
end
a
of
world
Volume
where
1.
I and every faunus who wished could walk alongside the human race.
Because I believe Volume 1
While I
was
believe we made
most
great
likely
strides
beginning of the
toward
fall
this goal,
semester.
It was made clear to me that the people both in and out of the White Fang wanted
Some
faster
people were saying
results.
2 years.
So
I'm
I
not sure
stepped
where
up,
they got that from.
and Sienna Khan was appointed as my successor. It's true that I do not fully condone many of her methods. What I do condone is what Sienna fights for. The idea that the faunus and humans are, and should be, equal. Adam Taurus does not seem to have that goal in mind. What he has done benefits no one but himself. I think it's time that the faunus showed the world that we are equals. Time that we snuff out this splinter group and
They've
restore
got a
the
lot
White
of
Fang to what it
independent
once
little
was.
press groups there, but in total fairness, they do have a form of internet, so they're probably mostly blog type
to
groups.
Haven and protect it at all
I mean,
costs.
Oh dear.
Before we proceed any further, I'd like to invite my daughter to come and share her story. Not only as a former member of the White Fang, but also as a survivor of the fall of Beacon.
Yeah, they were on board right up until he said, "Knew it. Knew it."
Ilya.
Cowards. After everything
Perfectly timed.
the humans have done to us, everything they've put us through, you're asking us to help them?
I know we haven't been treated fairly.
Where was their help when the dust companies treated our people like slaves? Where was their help when kingdoms hunted faunus just for being who they are? Where was my help when my parents were killed in a dust mine? Where?
Okay, that confirms that was the death of her parents.
Progress
Then.
takes patience and cooperation.
The Belladonnas are the worst kind of faunus. They want us to work with the same people that are trying to hold us down. If you truly, truly want to help your people, now is the time to support
Son,
not the Belladonnas.
what are you doing?
He will bring about the future that you deserve. And if you are unwilling to fight, know that the White Fang will do it for you.
Shut up! After her!
Ironically, interrupting him like that might have actually hurt them all.
He's possessed! Or reincarnated.
Oh,
isn't it weird?
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Let's
all just take a second.
they're all as
Remember that
confused
this
as
is
we
very
are.
overwhelming for everyone.
And Ruby's a bit fascinated by this.
Thanks.
Come on, back off. But
Sorry.
more on.
It's just I
Okay.
never really met huntsmen and huntresses before.
More points on the Ruby
I've never met a person with two
ship.
souls, so first times all around.
Not to break up the whole getting to know you game, but we need to have a talk. Mind showing us your little parlor trick, kid?
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, I'll still be here.
So he can swap control with Ozpin. Interesting. Alright, that was cool.
It is so very good to see you again, students.
His voice such?
Wait, what just happened?
Professor Ozpin? Correct. And though I may be the one speaking, Oscar is still present mentally.
Oh my god! That's Oscar's voice set to
Just don't make us do anything
Ozpin's
embarrassing.
tone.
I'm afraid this all must be very perplexing.
And alarming, and bizarre, and just really kind of hard to believe overall.
It's good to see you children still have your sense of humor. I know you've all been through tremendous hardship already. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not your fault.
It's all my fault. I told you once that I made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet. And I wasn't
that line.
I'm
Like Ozpin has a heavy doubt of
thousands of years
self-blame
I've
for
walked the
this.
surface of Remnant, living, dying, and reincarnating in the body of a like-minded soul.
Like-minded, oh.
Professor Ozpin you all met was not my first form, and clearly wasn't my last. It's an extraordinarily strenuous process on everyone involved.
So what are you?
Thousands of years.
I am the combination of countless men who have spent their lives trying to protect the people of Remnant.
Oh hey, more information finally being
With every
confirmed.
rebirth, my soul is eventually merged with another, and I am changed.
Oh hey, there's his
But my
copy.
memories stay with me. This curse was bestowed upon me by the gods, because
Curse.
I failed to stop Salem in the past. But we must stop her now.
Oh my god, so much information. He's been cursed
And
probably
how
by
do
the
we do that?
gods of light and dark, so others could
We
have done it.
start by ensuring the safety of the Relic of Knowledge.
Anyways, that's where we are now. Relic of Knowledge in Haven. A curse for failing to stop Salem. Before, so what did Salem do?
Well. Look who's awake.
What's going on? Where am I? You know, I never thought I'd see a
Oh,
show
hello,
this camp.
Spring.
Fernando?
Okay, that was pretty funny. Manitor clearly rather intimidated by her.
What do you want? Straight to the point.
I even
I
saw
like it.
never saw an update. Yeah,
We
nice.
don't normally deal in trafficking people. Not really worth our time. But once we realized we had a schnee,
Yeah, I'm like,
They
I don't think you
changed.
people actually possess morality
You
not
want
to
to ransom
do
me back
human
to my
trafficking.
father. Is that it?
it's a shame you're a schnee. You'd probably do quite well around here.
I would
Possibly.
never sink to your level.
Recruiting.
Just keep quiet and cooperate, and you'll be back in your mansion before you know it.
Whoa! I think that dug a little.
Don't make this complicated.
I think you're vastly underestimating
What's
the
going to
current
make
value
this
of.
complicated is when my sister finds out that I didn't make it to Mistral. You know my sister, don't you? Winter Schnee?
Oh, you're
Special
clever.
Officer of the Atlas military? She's in Mistral now, and when she hears I'm missing, it won't take her long to find me. And you.
Good job, Weiss.
What's so
Didn't
funny?
work, but it was good credit for trying.
I don't know if it's more funny or sad, but you're clearly out of the loop. Your sister isn't in Mistral anymore. No Atlas personnel are in Mistral anymore.
What?
General Ironwood closed the borders and recalled all of his little troops and
He recalled everyone. Okay, that was
No
funny.
one
It was a clever move, Weiss, but unfortunately you didn't think he'd actually... None of us thought he'd recall people. Lots of people thought he was bringing out... Or at least one guy thought he was bringing an army.
This is perfect! We were stuck at a dead end, but now we can just take little cute boy Osmond to Lionheart and have him 6 things straight.
Please don't call me that.
Oh, cute boy.
But I thought the
I
headmasters
miss
all
you,
took their
Nora.
orders from you. That was the intention. 4 lieutenants I can trust, especially during times of reincarnation. But Crow told me about your meeting with Leonardo. He isn't just behaving irrationally. He's disobeying specific
Oh my
instructions.
god, he's actually figured out he's a
Something's wrong.
traitor.
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I don't want to rule out any possibilities either. No one outside of this room knows that I've paired with Oscar, and I think it may be best to keep it that way.
Play things close to the chest until we got a better hand.
Precisely. Now we have 2 steps ahead of us. The first is enlisting the aid of
I
Huntsman.
really like what they're
But
doing
the
with the
Mistral Council
voice there.
Doesn't own every huntsman in the kingdom, and I've been here enough times to know where we can find some more.
So long as they're trustworthy.
You can trust them to put up a good fight. I'll throw together a list tonight.
After that, we can move on to
goddamn,
step 2.
bro.
What's step 2?
Getting you 4 into fighting shape.
But we already know how to fight.
You can only fight so long as you have Crescent Rose, but you're still lacking in hand-to-hand combat.
Well, yeah.
Mister,
At least she's admitting
glad to
it.
hear you've improved, but
She
sorry
does
to
need
say
to
you've
actually
yet to unlock
improve.
your semblance.
I was really hoping she had worked on that on the
All
road.
of you still have a ways to go before you're ready to pose any real threat against Salem and her forces. And though Oscar can give me temporary control, he'll need to strengthen his body and his aura.
So he needs to be trained too.
Muscle memory and time, but practice will expedite the process.
Oscar, I love that. Oscar was like, what? No, I wouldn't sign on for that.
Well, I believe I was the headmaster of Beacon Academy. We have approximately 1 month before classes resume.
Their expression.
Salem words
Everyone is
are
shocked.
It makes sense that it occurred
She's
prior
pleased
to
about
students'
getting extra
return.
training. And Nora's like,
Much time,
whatever.
but it's better than
Not
nothing.
impressed.
Just don't expect me to go easy on you. You've got to be kidding me.
Looks like these events are probably happening somewhat concurrently now. We know they were left. And I was talking. I just noticed that she summoned a mini knight. She's gonna summon its sword and use it herself. Oh my god, please tell me she does that. That'd be amazing. Oh. Oh, that's good. It felt good just to have some somewhat wacky shenanigans again in this season. It wasn't it. I didn't miss it as much as I did in Volume 4. Because, whoo boy! Yeah, we needed that in Volume 4, even if it was fairly clear Ruby was kind of overcompensating with that laugh of hers during the first episode. Cute little boy Ospen. I'll never change Nora. There, Ruby. That was the facial expressions on all of them were like Ruby's was like, she's all down for being better at fighting people. It's kind of in her nature. She would love to be better at fighting people, though I imagine she's not going to be enjoying the hand-to-hand lessons, considering she still hasn't practiced them since the falling through the floor incident. Seriously, girl, what? Why would you not have practiced that more? But for all the shocked expressions, I also found Nora's pretty great. Just like, whatever. Oh my god. Okay. That was fantastic. As always. It's always fantastic. It's Ruby. Okay, that's not true in the bias. I'm one of the first people to talk about how I think one is shit. And wait, hold on. How long is this episode? Okay. I was like, yeah. Once again, I didn't write anything down. So, Ironwood not only didn't invade, like someone thought. And no, I'm not letting that go. That was utterly ridiculous. This guy thinks Ironwood is planning on invading, and more and more it's shown not to be true. After all, if he was invading, why would he pull out his forward operatives? And by the way, that was not something I was expecting at all. Pulling out Winter. That was a clever ploy on Weiss. I'll give her that. It's just that she was a bit late. I liked how the bandits straightened up their posture when Spring came in. I liked how Weiss's little thing dug into Winter. Not Winter. Spring. Ugh, why did I say Spring just a little bit? That was wonderful. Because she clearly got to her a little bit. With that sinking to your level part. I also like the fact she can summon a mini-knight. Which does bring up the fact that all those birds Winter sent at Crow could have been full-sized Nevermore instead of mini Nevermore, like some people believe. You know, she killed a bunch of full-sized Nevermore and then summoned Nevermore and then summoned a swarm of mini ones. What else to add? Well, aside from everything to do with that whole thing to be great, Oscar's to Ozpin's mannerisms being expressed through Oscar. The explanation that's a curse. I'm curious if he really is the wizard like we suspect now. I mean, he fit the profile perfectly. I'll give him that. But it could be he's completely unrelated. Who is Salem, by the way? What did Salem do so long ago? The destruction of the moon? Is that what he failed to stop? The death of the civilization that predated everything to do with current remnant? Just to be clear, I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't actually believe there was a pre-civilization. It could explain some things, but... what did she do that was so bad that he got cursed with this messed up form of immortality? With this messed up form of immortality for failing to stop her. Also, Osmond has his own amount of self-blame for what happened. I don't believe he's entirely at fault for the fall of Vegan, but yeah, he did make some mistakes. So did Ironwood, though, and the others. Someone noted that they probably would have been better prepared for what Cinder and Co. were doing had they either just gone full-fledged Ironwood straight from the get-go or stuck with Austin's plan. Because the switching partway through, that set people off and made them nervous, as Austin noted. More so than had the army always been there. Because it's true that it makes you wonder what kind you need all that for. If the army's there all the time, it eventually becomes a comforting presence. Like an Atlas. But Beacon doesn't have one. Not Beacon. Vale doesn't have one, so of course they were nervous. I'm surprised that Sianacon's death was not announced at that event. To throw shade on them. Elia's disruption was perfectly timed, though. Interrupting Gira beforehand would have not have been good for them, because he was being very respectful and saying things everybody agreed with, right up until he said that they must, at all costs, save Haven. I think he might be a bit out of practice giving speeches, because that was a mistake, I can tell you that much right there. At very least, he might have been able to convince them to stop the destruction of a second CCT, because how important is the world communication, even for them. Especially in theory, if they could have found a way of giving themselves a new fourth CCT. I'm just throwing shitballs out here. I don't think they're actually going to try that. But, yeah. And stopping Blake from speaking, who would tell the horrifying tale of the fall of Beacon and her creepy ex-boyfriend. Ugh. Adam. My God. I understand it's a dead horse at this moment, but God damn it, Adam, creepy as fuck. Even if it wasn't in this episode. What else did I want to say? What else did I want to... Blake, sun jumping them, Ilya might have made things worse. Honestly, it appears they're going to be there for a while before they eventually move back to head to Haven and reunite with the others. Because everybody's on Anima except for her. It's pretty clear that of the group, Gang is probably going to hook up with Weiss sooner than Ruby and Co. And Blake will probably be last. I cannot wait to see what awesome training sequences come from Team Ranger training with Oscar Pin. Yeah, it is weird trying to describe them as a gestalt anything. Also, it appears to me that Crow sobered up quick. Like, really quick. What else is there to talk about? This is where notes would have been coming handy. I should have been taking them down. It wasn't that long an episode, and I basically said everything, most of it being said in, it. Who were the gods that cursed him? Was it the brothers? Was it other gods? What is Salem? I said this all the time, but it needs to be repeated. What is Salem? I love that Osmond has figured out Leo might be a rat and decided not to inform him about it. I love how... Did I mention I love their initial reaction to Osmond Kerr, too? Or just Oscar, and then they all had to remind in personal space, not just Nora, but Ruby and John, too. I mean, remember the given. Like, he might not be as energetic as Nora, but it's fairly clear that she's just got all the energy in the relationship. Which is another thing I'm hoping to see this volume. More shipping for Nora. I mean, we basically accepted they've gone together, finally. But it'd be nice to actually, see them just have some quiet moments together. Or not quiet moments. In a romantic fashion. But, yeah. I do kind of wish we had heard what Osmond's thoughts on the flaws in Nora and Rin's fighting style was. Though I suppose Ruby and John's are the most obvious. Ruby, because she got skipped ahead 2 years. Ahead of training before she could have had her hand-to-hand covered up properly. Not for lack of trying. Yang. Seriously, Ruby. On this by now. Like, please tell me it's revealed that she at least worked on it a little. Please. And, John is obvious because he's John. Like, he's improved a lot. But he kind of stuck in the beacon. He really is the weakest link on that team, even now. So, it'll be good to finally see what his semblance is. I'm still banking on several ideas that his semblance is really the defense. Either one that makes him even more tanky than usual, one that lets him reflect damage, and based on how he had injuries when Karn was bullying him, and those injuries healed briefly during that flash, and then reappeared after the fight scene, and the flash that caused Karn to hurt his hand. I'm thinking it might be a combination of multiple things. Reflecting some damage, increasing his tankiness somewhat, and healing him. Giving him a temporary regen that, or the equivalent of giving yourself drinking a extra health potion in a video game. You got more health now, but once that effect wears off, you go back down and keep all the damage you received for that, which can often kill you. But, that's that. Oh, someone brought up on another site that, really didn't have her aura activated at all. Which, I mean, unlocked. And I'm just like, ugh. If she didn't get her aura unlocked, even forcefully, which we've been repeatedly told that what Vera did was not normal and not the correct way of doing things, and apparently somewhat dangerous. In her position, I would have taken a dangerous one, because any action offense when you're the leader of a powerful civil rights movement, let alone a powerful civil rights movement that turned terrorist organization, even if she's not as bad as, Adam. I mean, even if it was backstabbing, someone would have tried to kill your woman. You should have had a better defense than that. Ugh. But, yeah. That was just a generally great, enjoyable episode with some classic RWBY antics, which I missed, because they didn't have it as much as they could have in Volume 4, because everyone was still hurting lots more than they are now. They're still recovering, mind you. But everyone is functional. Even Ruby's better, and she was already functional. So really, I do hope someone gets her to open up soon, because, look, I talked about how she's the strongest member of the cast, and she is, because she's the only one that remained truly functional after the events of Beacon. Even Blake wasn't doing great. What was the running away thing? But, yeah. I lost my train of thought there for a second. That, while she might be doing better than everybody else emotionally, she's, bottling things up. This is pretty clear even for this season, and people on RWBY have, I forget which one it was, confirmed that she was bottling stuff up for longer than Volume 1, since before Volume 1. And while that's not healthy, it's still functional, and combined with the fact that she's still just emotionally stronger than everyone else, it means she can actually be functional when everyone else is not. That, on the other hand, just because she's functional doesn't mean she can't be helped better if someone got her to open up during a safe period. Because sure, she might not be very functional during the opening up process. It would be so much better for her to, just open up in a safe place. I mean, bottling things up, as I said, is not healthy. Unless you're trying not to die. Then it's super healthy as long as it keeps you from breaking down where you could die. Now, what I can't wait for this season, amongst other things, I really wish that RWBY and Yang were the first ones to reunite, because I just want a little bit of sisterly bonding between the two. Just seeing each other again with just them. Not that I would be deluded much by Weiss's presence, but then I feel RWBY would probably stop hugging Yang, so she could then hug Weiss. Well, once the fighting's over, because, yeah. Hopefully Yang can help her Weiss out when she gets there. Right, okay. What else? Oh, no, I think that's about it. And it's time to end this video for now. Like I said at the start, I'm probably going to end up just posting the redirect like last week and the week before. I'll try posting it directly to YouTube, but if it gets blocked, I'll post it via Google Link and Google Drive. if something happens to Google Drive, I'll just, post via VidMe or any other site that I can post on. But Google Drive will probably be fine. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Please support the original voice. This is HighPriest signing out, and I'll see you all next week.